Oh wow, we have some interesting lighting today. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video has been a long time coming. 1 year to be exact. Well, 1 year and 2 weeks. This is the update video to my surgery. I am currently 1 year post-op. As I said before, actually about 1 year and 2 weeks because I'm a little bit slow at getting this video out. And I thought I'd give you an update on basically the whole process. If you haven't watched the previous 2 videos about my surgery, I definitely recommend you go check those out. They will give you some background on what's happened. Basically, the first video goes over my feelings before the surgery and sort of lets you know the whole story behind it. And then the second video is a video log series, where it basically goes through from about 1 week before surgery to 4 weeks post-op. So that gives you a really good look at the healing process because a lot of the main healing happens within that first month. So to give you a quick recap, I had a bilateral TMJ replacement, which in layman's terms is basically I had my jaw joints removed and replaced with prosthetics. I won't go too far into the details about why I had that done, but essentially my joints were not great. And it was just going to get worse and worse. I was in constant pain. I had been to a specialist for the past 2 years and tried pretty much every other solution and none of them worked. So I ended up having a surgery to get them removed and replaced. And honestly, that surgery was the best decision I have ever made. Now, before I get into everything else, I will mention that there are a lot of comments in the previous videos about people's experiences, people that are currently going through this, people that have recovered from it, all that sort of thing. I definitely recommend you have a look at those, especially on the video logs video. There was a lot of comments there. But I will note that the outcomes of the surgery is going to differ depending on who's your surgeon, what prosthetics they're using, and where you get this done. I personally got this done in Australia, in Melbourne, by a surgeon called Dr. George Dimitrolis. He actually makes these prosthetics. He has a company that makes them. They're currently getting tested in America as well. There's a new model that he's creating. And if you have the opportunity, I would highly recommend that you get it done by him. He does this surgery every week. He absolutely knows it back to front. It's pretty much one of the only surgeries he does, and you're in very capable hands if you do get it done by him. There are a lot of side effects to this surgery. There are things like face numbness, nerve damage, all that sort of thing. I didn't really experience anything to a large extent, and none have any of these other clients, from my knowledge. Any side effects that they do experience seem to disappear between 1 to 2 years. That being said, for surgeries across the world, this isn't always the case. I have heard of a story recently where someone just had the surgery done and they're now experiencing numbness on one side of their face and they're having a lot of trouble with that. It's almost like a paralyzation. So because it is your face, there are a lot of really key nerves and stuff in that area. It's just something to be aware. You want to make sure that you are happy with the risk and the side effects. For me, my surgeon before surgery was pretty convinced that yes, this can happen, but it's all fixable. It's stuff that can disappear in 1 to 2 years with physiotherapy and stuff like that. So I'll just get that out of the way, because you know, healthcare systems are different in different countries. I'm just lucky enough to be born in Australia, where we do have a pretty good healthcare system, and I had this surgeon who was absolutely amazing and completely changed my life. So, from where we left off in the video logs entry, I was kind of showing off the scars and all that, so I thought I'd do that again today. Kind of going to be tricky to show them with the setup. I might grab some B-roll video, we'll see. But basically I had 5 scars. I had one here, I had one here, and one on either side of my face, by the ear, goes all the way up there. Same on the other side. From the joint there, all the way up to there. And I also have one on my belly, which is where they took some tissue to pad it out. Which is that one there. These scars, since you've last seen them, have changed quite a fair bit. These ones you can barely tell they're there unless you know they're there. These ones you can't even see. You can see them just on the ear joint, but otherwise the hair covers them up. And one on my belly, it's been the hardest one to heal. That one doesn't really want to budge. But I mean, it's not too much of a concern to me. It's just a scar, it doesn't really bother me that much. So that being said, if you are worried about long-term scars, no one even knows I've had the surgery unless I tell them. So you have nothing to worry about in that regard if you are worried about the scars. In terms of my progress with my joint movement and all that sort of stuff, I did physio ongoing after surgery till about somewhere in December, because my physiotherapist was going on Christmas break and I sort of just didn't go back to him. I actually think he went away earlier in November, I'm not sure. But since then I haven't been to physio. I definitely will go back if I have too much tightness and stuff, because I do still clench my jaw a little bit. And I'm trying to stop that, but it's how I hold my jaw. I hold my face quite tightly. So I do get a little bit of muscle tightness, especially in the cheeks. Around the joint itself is fine. I used to get a lot of arthritic pain there. Nothing, obviously, because there's no bones. But there's definitely no pain around the joint. It's purely just from me working my mouth. In terms of movement, when I saw the surgeon the other day, he measured me to have a opening bite of 55 millimeters. With the physio, there was a time where I got to 58 millimeters, but it was pretty steady around 55. And I've also got side-to-side movement. It's not great. It will come with time. With the physio, I got to about 7 or 8 on either side. When I saw the surgeon, I was at about 5 millimeters side to side. I should also be able to get forward movement. So I should be able to get better lateral, but I should actually be able to get forward movement. I can't right now. Doesn't really move. With the physio, I was able to get 2 mils, but the forward movement has been really difficult for me. I spoke to my physio a lot about this, and we did a lot of exercises that focused on that forward movement, as well as the side to side, because with the side to side movement, based on the design of the prosthetics, if you've got side to side, you should be able to get forward. With me, it's kind of weird. I should eventually be able to get forward. Right now, I actually have the capability to go forward. Physically, I can do it. So if my physio was pushing on me and I pushed, it would move. And that's with no pain too. I can move it with no pain. But somewhere the signal sort of gets lost between my brain and my muscles, and it just doesn't want to move. So that's something I need to work on. Kind of a weird thing, but I'm putting it down to the fact that I haven't done it in a year. I'm not surprised that my brain's sort of not too sure how to do it anymore. So yeah, I've got a really good range of movement. With the prosthetic itself, even though I've got 45, 40 is basically where you should be at. So my surgeon was kind of amazed that I can get that much and it's not damaging the prosthetic or anything. So I have good movement, but there is definitely room for improvement. As a comparison point, with very extensive physio before surgery, I was getting to about 55 millimeters, now 45. A couple of weeks after surgery, I was at about 35 millimeters when I first saw these physio. A lot of people that get this surgery done don't have any movement. They can't actually open their jaw enough to eat anything other than soft foods or liquid foods. If you are planning on getting this surgery done and you can get a physio beforehand, I recommend you do extensive physio to open that up. It's going to make it so much easier for the surgery and the recovery. In terms of side effects, any side effects I had, it didn't bother me, considering I'd lived with constant pain beforehand and not being able to eat or talk for long periods of time. The side effects were very minimal. I had a lot of hypersensitivity around where the actual joint is. And it's still a little bit numb there, but that should disappear with time. I did have a lot of numbness in my face, so I still have numb points here and down there, so that sort of area, and of course over the prosthetics. I was talking to my surgeon about this the other day. I'm not too concerned with it because it doesn't really bother me too much. Sometimes I spill food because my lip doesn't have quite as much grip as usual. But He reckons it should be gone within about 18 months. This doesn't happen too often. This happens pretty much every single time. So hopefully in about 18 months I should have no numb spots. If I still have them, I'm not too concerned. Otherwise, what other side effects I got? That's pretty much it, actually. Yeah, I get a lot of muscle tightness because I am talking a lot more, I'm eating a lot more, I'm, you know, using my mouth a lot more. And I do still have that sort of tight hold, but it's nothing too crazy. Nothing compared to what I had before, and if I wanted to go back to physio, be gone within a session, which is really, really good. And there's stuff you can do to alleviate that. I have a lot of stretches and exercises I can do which do help with the muscle tightness and the muscle soreness. You can also massage it, all that sort of stuff. It's nothing I'm concerned with, especially since, you know, I'm working full time now. I'm fairly stressed while I'm at work, so I do, that stress does make me hold my jaw more, and a lot of people find that as well. I definitely found that on my Christmas break, I didn't even notice the muscle soreness. I think it pretty much disappeared throughout that. So what I can show you now is I've actually got an up-to-date x-ray, and I do have the skull. This skull is basically what my jaw was like before surgery, so you can see I have a massive overbite there. They make up a 3D model of your skull so they can actually custom build the prosthetics. So this is the joint. Kind of hard to see on camera. Let's see if I can get it to focus. But basically this joint, these ones here, they're your jaw joints, and they should be nice and smooth from memory, and mine are just, they look like an asteroid. They kind of got a lot of holes on them. They're actually completely different shapes on either side. They've eroded away quite badly. So they sit in there, in your joints. That's how your jaw moves. It actually moves forward a little bit when you move, like that. The prosthetics have been designed so that they allow this movement, because that's how your jaw moves when you open. You move forward as you open, or something like that. Sorry, I'm not a doctor, but the original prosthetics couldn't do that. You just had a hinge joint like that. The new ones that I got do this. They actually allow move forward, and that's why you can go side to side and forward and back, because you can actually remove the prosthetic from the socket. Sounds scary, it's actually not. The scar tissue and everything holds it in place so it snaps back afterwards. You don't have to worry about dislocating your jaw. This is something to ask about if you are getting the surgery done. What capability does your prosthetic have? Can you get lateral movement? Can you get side to side movement? Can you go forward and back? Is it a hinge joint where you can only go open and close, or is it actually a proper joint where you can go laterally, you can go forward and backwards, you can open normally? When I was going through recovery, I did a lot of exercises where I would open my jaw by keeping it in the socket, and then I would progress onto opening my jaw normally, which is really, really cool. So during the surgery, I also had this little bit here. I think it was, I'm actually not sure, because I was kind of terrified at the time, so I didn't take in a whole lot of information. It was either removed or they just detached the tendons from it. From memory, it was removed, because when they, with the surgery, they also brought my teeth forward like that. So it was back here, they brought them forward, which would give me a better bite. And because of that, this part here was sort of in the way. It was going to get blocked, it was going to reduce my movement, so that did get shaved off a little bit there. So if we have a look at the x-ray, here you go. I will put a better photo on the screen. It's kind of hard to see it, I don't have a nice light to put behind it, but here is the titanium of the joints. You can see the screws here and there. There's some screws for the plastic up the top there, And the plastic itself, the plastic socket is kind of hard to see, but it's just there. So that's what my prosthetics look like, which is really, really cool stuff. This is always fun to see. It's fun to see the results. In terms of moving forward, I have a checkup. I think it's in another year, so it'll be at the 2-year mark. And then I have another one at the 5-year mark. And from there, probably won't need to see him again until 10 years. So these prosthetics do have a kind of use by date, in terms of there is a point where they'll need to be replaced. That will happen in about 10 to 15 years. It's usually 10, sometimes you can get out to 15, where I would have to have the prosthetic replaced. So there's a lot of progress happening with these prosthetics. There is a very good chance, actually it's almost guaranteed, that I'm not going to get the same prosthetic again. They have a version in development where it's sort of got a synthetic disc. So your actual joint has a disc. So it has a disc between your joint, which sort of slides like a skateboard, so that when you do slide forward, it's sliding on that disc. My disc was absolutely ruined, but the prosthetics are planning on creating sort of like a disc where the disc is the only part of the prosthetic that needs to be replaced, which would make the surgery so much less invasive. After you've gotten the first one, it would be a matter of just doing a slit, taking that disc out, replacing it, instead of actually having to like remove screws and stuff like that. So at that 10 to 15 year mark, I will have a new prosthetic. If I'm still on YouTube at that point, I will definitely make a video for you guys, and I'll definitely show off the new design, if there is a new design, if I am able to. But there is a lot of progress happening in TMJ prosthetics. It is a field that is constantly evolving, and it's undergoing a whole lot of revolution right now, which is absolutely amazing, and I have been extremely lucky that I've been able to get this particular type, because if I had got the surgery like a month earlier, I would have had the hinge type where I couldn't go side to side or forward and back. So I got very lucky there. I feel like I've rambled on for probably quite a while now. If you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the comments. If you have similar experiences, share your stories. I made these videos because I went on YouTube right before my surgery, and I looked up bilateral TMJ replacements or recovery stories and all that sort of stuff, and all I got was surgery videos, and you do not want to look at surgery videos right before going into the surgery, because it's absolutely disgusting, and it'll freak you out. It freaked me out. So that's why I'm making these videos, because I want people to be able to go on YouTube, go on social media and be like, oh, here's someone who's actually had the surgery and didn't die. And so you've got more of an idea of what you might be able to expect. As I've said previously, this surgery will differ depending on where you get it done and who you get it done by and what prosthetic you get. And also your circumstances as well. You might find that you only need one, you might find that the actual surgery is going to be a lot more invasive, perhaps you need some stuff done on top or something like that as well. I'm definitely not a doctor, I'm not a surgeon. Go talk to your GP, go talk to a oral health specialist, go talk to a surgeon who does these. If you have any questions that are not based around my experience, if you want nitty-gritty details, go talk to an expert. I'm not an expert. I can only share with my experiences in the hope that it helps you guys go through whatever it is you may be going through. But that's really all I have to say. If I come up with any other details, I'll chuck them in the description. I don't think there will be another one of these videos for a while. But I mean, if there's a video you want to see that's in regards to the TMJ surgery, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. But in terms of update videos, I'm not going to have anything to update for a while because I'm in a pretty good position right now, and I'm not going to cry during this video. What are you doing? No, stop. I'm in a pretty good position right now, which is not what I expected a year ago when I got it done. And best decision of my life, honestly. I can talk, I can eat. I've been talking for 24 minutes now. And I can do everything that I love. I even picked up my French horn the other day. I haven't played my French horn in like 5 years, and I was able to do it no problems, no pain or anything, so that was amazing. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep rambling on for like an hour if I don't stop now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something. I hope that you're able to share your experiences, and if you are going through something, that this helps with that. As always, you can find me on all of my socials. You can usually find me by the username StarkisFixin. I do a lot of cosplay content by the rest of my channel and stuff in my background. But yeah, feel free to put stuff in the comments if you have any questions and such. Yeah, I think that's it. Bye guys.